Leo, welcome to your weekly forecast for August 29th through September 4th. This is going to be for Leo's sun, moon, and rising. You might stumble upon this video after the time I mentioned, like in a few weeks, months, years. It's all good. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it. Keep in mind it's a general reading. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my dears and my darlings, let's see what's coming up for the Leo collective. Let's lay down your cards, move you just a little bit closer, and get right on into it. First card coming up here for the Leo collective is the Ace of Wands. This is a gift, an opportunity that is being brought to you by the divine. It's a chance for change. It's a chance like towards the things that you're wishing to manifest. Now, in my experience, sometimes with the Ace of Wands, we're kind of tempted to turn down the opportunity because we might think it's not that big of a deal. But it's gonna be the kind of thing where if you put your effort into it, if you put work into it, it's gonna grow, it's gonna flourish, it's gonna expand, it's gonna give back to you, and it's going to be worth your while. So don't be too much of the mindset of, no, I've got my eyes on bigger things. I've got my eyes on like bigger goals, because this is gonna be something big, right? You just have to work it. You just have to embrace and accept the opportunity. I feel for some of you, there's an opportunity that's coming up that's giving you some kind of like official credit, right? Like I just saw credits on a screen. So I don't know if some of you are like trying to make it into industry and entertainment, and you would have like an acting role, or like a role in like the music, or the, I don't know, the production somehow, but something where you're getting a credit, you're getting an official credit, or something that you can really like stamp onto your resume and say like, I've done this, I have this experience, I'm qualified to do this kind of work. So maybe it's a foot in the door for some of you into a certain field. Like maybe it's not entertainment and movies and TV, but this could be symbolic as saying like you're getting your foot in the door into a career or into an industry where now you have this on your resume, and like now you're in, like now you're solid, now you're making this progress in this field or in this area. So I feel it's something that is going to open up for more opportunities and future opportunities. That's the feeling and the vibe I'm getting here from the Ace of Wands, right? Or if you're new, if you're younger, or if you're new to looking for work, it's really tough. It's like nobody wants to hire you if you don't have experience, but how are you going to get experience if nobody hires you? So it could be where you feel stuck in this kind of situation, and here's the breakthrough. Here's the experience. Aha, see, I've proven myself. Give me more. I'm ready for more. That's the feeling and the vibe I'm getting from the Ace of Wands for the Leo collective in this reading. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups can come up when something happens, and we're kind of searching for something more. We feel maybe something is missing. We're wanting to go on a quest. We're wanting to search. So some of you may be trying different things as a way of trying to find yourself. Like maybe you might be studying different subjects or topics, or even studying different religions. You may be trying your hand at different interests, or different types of work, or different hobbies. Like just kind of trying to figure yourself out, or trying to find yourself. And this can be a wonderful process, but I will say this, the deeper meaning of the card of the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, is that you might be searching that something is missing, but the missing thing is the spiritual connection. So that you're able to enjoy these activities, these experiences, without feeling like, oh, something's still missing. And so that you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor and be proud of your accomplishments and not feel like something is still missing. Um, this card is a good reminder to make sure that you're paying attention to your spiritual routine and your spiritual connection. Some of you might say, "Oh, I already have a spiritual routine," but this is the thing about it is like routines become routine, and so it's easy for it to lose meaning. So the same way you try to keep your friendships and your romantic relationships fresh, and you might change things up or spice things up once in a while, we need to sometimes put that same attention into our spiritual practice. What is something new that we can incorporate? What are some different things that we can incorporate to, be in our spiritual connection, or to kind of, add some life into our spiritual routine so that it's not so routine. I feel that a lot of you are trying to find yourselves right now, and some of you are trying to find yourselves through like accomplishments. Like, who am I? What am I? Keep in mind, my dear, that your life purpose is not always going to be connected to how you make money or what you do for a living. Also, keep in mind that your worth, your identity, and your value is not connected to some title or some accomplishment. You were born with your worth. You were born with your identity, and that doesn't change, regardless of if you're homeless or living in a mansion, or if you're a janitor or an astrophysicist. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with what's in your bank account. It has nothing to do with what your job title is, or if you have a job or don't have a job. Your worth and your identity, you had it the day you were born. It's not going to change. So I feel with this Eight of Cups here, it's like be in the spiritual connection, seek out and search the things that give you a sense of joy and fulfillment. Be in your spiritual connection, and it'll become more clear for you, uh, the matters of identity. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of success in your endeavors and in your career and in your creative projects, but you're still going to feel empty, and then you're not going to be able to enjoy that success. And your angels and guides want you to be able to enjoy that success because you're working so very hard. The next card that's coming up here for Leo is the Five of Cups. Okay? So I have to say this. Some of you with this Ace of Wands, it may be coming up at a time where like there was something else you wanted, right? And maybe this other thing that you wanted, it didn't happen. It didn't come through. And now your angels and guides are presenting you this Ace of Wands. They're presenting you this opportunity. And you're like, I don't want it. I don't want it because it's not what I wanted, so I don't want this. And you're tempted to push it away. Or you're like, well, I didn't get what I want, so fine. I guess I'm stuck with this then. We don't want to go into anything with that attitude, because Five of Cups tells us that if we're going into it with resentment, if we're going into it with disappointment, we're going to attract more disappointment. We're going to attract more things to resent. It's okay to take a moment and grieve, and maybe even cry if you need to, like to be sad or to grieve what didn't happen or what didn't go your way or the opportunity that maybe you didn't get. Give yourself time to be sad about it. Give yourself time to like grieve that. But then be in gratitude for this new thing that's coming in, because it's going to be big. But if you're in this mindset where you have this tunnel vision and you're like, no, it's not what I wanted, or it's not how I thought it was gonna go, then you're pushing it away, and you're gonna start to block yourself if you're not open to what's coming in. I really feel very strongly, Leo, that a lot of you are going to feel, if you embrace this opportunity and go for it, you're gonna realize what a blessing it is, and you're gonna realize that it's way better than whatever like didn't work out, or whatever you had your sights set out and it didn't happen. The other aspect of this, some of you are like, you know what, Amethyst, I am in gratitude. I am ready. I'm going to embrace this opportunity. Yes, there's things that didn't happen the way I wanted, but I have faith that whatever's coming in is meant for me and it's going to be good for me. If you are in that attitude, the Five of Cups can come up where maybe you're getting emotionally overwhelmed with all of the changes and with the receiving. Because sometimes receiving can be overwhelming, even though we're receiving something good. And so you might be tempted to kind of numb yourself. You might be tempted to self medicate in some way. And Five of Cups is saying avoid doing that, right? Maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you need to go to bed early. Maybe you need to take some naps. Maybe you need to take some breaks and mix it up and like do things that make the energy a little more lighthearted. Maybe you need to listen to music or watch something funny or like take a bubble bath. Whatever you need to do to relax or calm yourself or take breaks is fine, but do whatever you can to not shut down and self-medicate and like numb yourself, because you may be so overwhelmed with receiving that you're tempted to numb yourself. And this is saying try not to do that. The next card that's coming up here is the Four of Cups. So like I said, some of you are potentially going to push away a really great opportunity because it's not what you had wanted or it's not what you had envisioned. Some of you are like Amethyst, I hear what you're saying and I really want it, but I don't see where it's going to come from, or I don't see how, and I'm just really unhappy with my current circumstances. If you're very unhappy with your current circumstances, don't feel bad about that, because the Four of Cups sometimes can be that we're realizing that we're deserving of more. We're realizing that we're worthy of more. We may be looking around us and feel like, well, I see all these other people with these blessings. I see all these other people getting ahead. What about me? When's it going to be my turn? They're no better than I am. I'm just as good as them. And so we're raising the bar. We're raising the bar and we're telling the universe, I deserve more, right? I'm not going to settle for less. That's a big victory in itself. You're realizing that you deserve more than bare minimum. You deserve the spices and the seasonings. You deserve the cherry on top. And you're raising the bar for that. But in that divine discontentment where you're realizing that you deserve more, with this opportunity that's coming in, be careful that you're not misjudging it, that you're not turning your nose up at it saying, no, I deserve more than this. Because this thing that's coming in, it's bigger than you realize. It's a blessing. It's a gift. It might start off small, but it's going to grow into big things. And it's up to you to embrace it. It's up to you to accept it, because this is in accordance with your prayers and your wishes. So give this a chance. Give it some time. Like I said, there might be some things that didn't go the way that you had hoped. Let yourself feel that. Let yourself release that. And be open to this opportunity. And give it a chance. And you'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay, Leo? You may want to check out your moon sign and your rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign and rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign, or they might add some helpful extra information. I do have a playlist in the description of the video that will take you to the weekly forecast videos, and you'll be able to find the other videos easily. There's also a playlist in the description that will take you to the August love readings and September love readings. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, link in the description that will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite. I hope that you guys will come back tomorrow and check out the daily message that I post. Every single day I post a message on the channel. A lot of people say it's a positive way to start the day. So hopefully you can check that out. If not, if it's not your cup of tea, no worries, my dears, my darlings. I hope you'll come back next week and check out next week's forecast. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my darlings. Love you guys.